Washington OCO. Several Republicans are warning they will drag out Senate consideration of a massive military policy bill unless they get a vote on ending a COVID vaccination mandate for service members. At a news conference Wednesday, the 7 senators said they would withhold support for quick consideration of the National Defense Authorization Act if Senate leaders don't allow a floor vote on their proposal. Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky said the group OC will not vote to get on the NDAA OCO, the Defense Authorization Bill OCO, unless we have a vote on ending this military vaccine mandate. Paul, who frequently clashed with Dr. Anthony Fauci over the COVID vaccines, typically votes against the NDAA every year. He is also in line to be the top Republican on the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, which oversees the government OCO's pandemic response. The Senator's OCO threat could delay final passage of the annual bill, which Congress has consistently passed, but it would not prevent the Senate from eventually voting on the legislation. Senator Lindsey Graham, RSC, argued that military recruitment had suffered as a result of vaccination requirements, which Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin made mandatory for all service members in August 2021. The requirement applies to all service members on active duty or in the Ready Reserve, including the National Guard. OC. The problem here is that we're having a dilemma we haven't had in decades. OCO and THADOCO's finding enough people serving, Graham said. OC. Our recruiting goals are way short. The conflict in the world is getting worse, not better. We need more people in the military, not less. NBC News reported in June that every branch of the military was struggling to meet its recruiting goals for fiscal year 2022, which ended September 30. Senator Ted Cruz, R. Texas, who is also threatening to slow consideration of the defense policy bill, suggested the Biden administration was using the vaccination policy to OC. Purge conservatives from the military. OC. I think the OCO are using it as an excuse from the enlisted level, all the way up to the majors and colonels to the top brass, he said. Meanwhile, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin cast doubt on the effectiveness of the vaccines, despite their proven ability to provide robust protection against hospitalization and death. OC. The bottom line here is the vaccine does not prevent infection. It does not prevent transmission, Johnson said. OC. So why would we make anybody take it? It is insane. The other GOP senators calling for a vaccination vote are Rick Scott of Florida, Mike Lee of Utah, and Mike Braun of Indiana. The Biden administration has had a mixed record on COVID vaccination mandates in court. In January, the Supreme Court blocked the administration's rule requiring larger businesses to ensure that workers are vaccinated or wear masks and get tested weekly. But it also set a separate mandate requiring vaccinations for an estimated 20 million healthcare workers could be enforced. In a win for the Pentagon, the Supreme Court this year blocked a lower court order that prevented the Navy from restricting the deployment of Navy SEALs who refused to get a COVID vaccination. The proposal put forth by the 7 GOP senators is unlikely to get a vote without the support of Senate Republican leaders. Asked about conversations with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, RKY, and other GOP leaders, Paul said no one in leadership has backed their plan. To my knowledge, no one in leadership has signed up to support the effort yet. And I could ask, from my perspective, that they let us know if the OCO are for or against this, Paul said Wednesday. McConnell's office declined to comment. Julie Tsurkin is a producer and reporter for NBC News Capitol Hill team. Zoe Richards is the evening politics reporter for NBC News.